Allow not the shallow intentions or wild aspirations of others to taint your heart. Love always. With an abundance of positivity, you will counter the negative always. Truly said by Tiffany Lord. Intrapersonal intelligence can be defined as the ability for self reflection, knowing one's strengths and weaknesses, being aware of one's emotional state and motivation. Being self smart allows you to get to know yourself better and how you function in different situations, which in turn helps you to adjust better to your work conditions. People with high intrapersonal intelligence generally have a very clear idea of what they want and the path they're going to take in order to achieve it.
A very warm welcome to all present here virtually with us for this session of Avenir 2021. Avenir 2021 is organized with the vision to empower and facilitate students to navigate their future and make their dreams real. The cat's eye color, golden brown, on day 4 reflects intrapersonal intelligence, which is related to self-awareness and the ability to recognize one's strengths and weaknesses. Students having a high quotient of this intelligence can excel as researchers, philosophers, counselors, and therapists.
Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to wholeheartedly welcome dignitaries from the Ministry of Education. Dr. Shiv Kumar Manikam, Honorable Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Sultanate of Oman. Members of various Board of Directors, CBSE officials, officials of the Embassy of India, Sultanate of Oman. Mr. Alkesh Joshi, Honorary President of the School Management Committee, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir. Presidents and members of the participating schools. All principals, vice principals, heads of various departments, coordinators, teachers, parents, and all the enthusiastic aspirants.
We cordially welcome distinguished members of the business community, members of the educational cell, our sponsors, digital partner, our media partner, and valued donors.
This year, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir is the proud torchbearer of the mega event under the auspices of Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman. Welcome all once again. Your hosts for this afternoon are Juhi of Class 12
and Varun of Class 12.
From Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir. Dear audience, it is our pleasure and privilege to have you all here with us on this journey of transforming your dreams into reality. Dear viewers, you are requested to fill in the feedback form, which will be posted in the chat box towards the end of this session. Filling this form is necessary as it would fetch you a participation certificate. For those who have joined through YouTube, you are requested to check the description box for the link to the feedback form.
Today's session is of special significance since it features representatives from one of our esteemed gold sponsors. Gradient Learning is the brainchild of 2 leading finance professionals with a wealth of experience in the finance and coaching industries. Their mission is to train aspirants for various finance courses such as CIA, CPA, ACCA, and Indian Chartered Accountancy. Please welcome our 2 eminent speakers, Mr. Shankar Ram, the founder director of Grey Matter Academics, who will share a few insights on the topic Education Beyond 12th for Commerce Students, and Mr. S. Venkatachalam, the CEO of National Life and General Insurance Cooperation, Oman. He will provide his valuable perspective on the topic, finance professionals in insurance industry. Now, before that, let us watch a video presentation about the university, Grey Matter Academics, where every student matters, every moment counts.
Grey Matter Academics was started in 2011 by about 4 chartered accountants who had the intention to provide a realistic coaching for students who are interested in pursuing a career in chartered accountancy. We ensure that they are not only guided, they are counseled, they are coached, they are prepared, they are all sort of activities are being carried out to see to it that the student not only attends the classes but also prepares for the exam properly.
We offer various finance professional courses, and through various integrated programs where we have a 5-year and 3-year programs, besides offering certain optional professional examinations from various institutes such as CAA, CPA and CISA.
It is not only about the academic accomplishment the student will have. The student will have the confidence to take up the job which they are very confident in handling. So what it makes also is they become reasonably industry ready on the employability side.
We have always stuck to a principle that the student to the tutor ratio should be in the range of 1:50.
Since GMA is highly selective with their entry of students, the batch size is also very limited, and this ensures personal care and attention provided to each student.
This is the academy where they take care of every student. There is an individual attention is paid for the students as well as for the entire curricular activity which is being done here. They are taking the responsibility of the students.
We offer them the best food possible that is made available to them so that they are able to continue this 3-year and 5-year program uninterrupted due to any mental and physical illness.
When it comes to accommodation, the accommodations are typically 2-bedroom flat or a 3-bedroom flat, and these accommodations are very close to our academy, and these accommodations that we provide are fully furnished. We provide them cot, mattresses, refrigerators, micro oven and also fully automated washing machines. Other support needs like doctor assistance or airport pickup and drop for the students when they're coming here for the first time are also provided here from us.
Grey Matter Academics provides a safe environment or a platform for every student to test and try themselves with all their professional learning that they have at this moment, and they are out from a cocoon before they are entering into the real world. At GMA, where every student matters, every moment counts.
That was indeed a splendid video. Before we move on, dear audience, I request you to post your queries in the chat box. Now I call upon our guest speakers for the session, Mr. Shankar Ram and Mr. S. Venkatachalam. Over to you, sirs, for your presentation.
Thank you. I think I'll let Mr. Venkatachalam start off. He will be speaking something, giving an idea, overview about the prospects that are available in the insurance companies. Mr. Venkatachalam, you can take off.
Yeah, thank you. First, good afternoon to you all, friends, students and their parents. I think it's a wonderful meeting to meet the students, just to share my thoughts, a little bit of it. The topic is today given to me is insurance professionals in the insurance industry. First, I would like to talk a little bit of insurance and maybe then the finance, then link it how it is and practically how it works, because the practical experience matters to you all than a theory. Theory, you might get a lot of books to read. As far as insurance is concerned, believe me, it's a wonderful industry. As there are many industries we talk about it, insurance is a very good business. Even if the business is growing, to cover your growth you need, even if there is a loss, to cover your loss you need insurance. So it's an evergreen industry. Particularly, I am from Oman. I have seen many cyclones, many flood disasters. There are many things happen, but every time the insurance is something which is definitely is very important. And certain lines of business, it grows very well. Particularly if you take medical insurance today, which is growing. Now the pandemic has, I think, taught a lot to the world today, how far the medical is important. Yeah. So now medical is growing in the world. It is a double-digit growth throughout in the world. Completely, the medical is growing. So insurance is some business which is growing very good. And even in the stock markets, people say if you want to invest it, put it in the insurance industry so that there is a stability of this. So this is something people always talk about it. It's a wonderful industry. It's something which is always, I loved it, and I have been in the industry for 30 years. Then coming to the finance as a stream, believe me, it's a wonderful stream. I'm a little biased being a chartered accountant, but I would like to share what it is. Today, the finance person understands the numbers, the number crunching. When you come to the practical world, number crunching is very, very important. Today, many of the companies, particularly in insurance, even other companies, are headed by chartered accountants. Earlier days, like maybe 15, 20 years back, people talk about different streams, MBAs, things and that. When slowly people started realizing that finance is very crucial. In Oman, there are many, I think from Wadi Kabir school, there are people in Oman. In Oman, many of the companies are headed by chartered accountants. The reason the boards realized later that it is a number crunching game. Anywhere we look at it, it's important. So people understand the numbers. Where in insurance, we look at it, either underwriting or a claims or a risk taking, it's a number game, a logical decision. If you understand the number, it's very, very, useful to take a decision. That's why there are courses are very popular nowadays where they run courses for non-financial persons, financial courses. Why the courses become popular? Because they felt realized that the finance is very, very important. The finance stream is something when we talk about here, I heard CAs, cost accountants, CPAs. If you look at most of the courses, they all have the basics of completely how you practically know, your life, it helps. See, they talk about the law, they talk about IT, they talk about the business. So all the knowledge you get tomorrow, not only be successful in the official life, even in your personal life to take calls, the finance helps a lot. Something we talk to an engineering graduate or to a chartered accountant, probably understanding the ground realities, the chartered accountants and the commerce people understand more because they have gone through that completely in their educational part of it. In the industry, as far as insurance is concerned, I just would like to share some my personal experience. We are today in Oman that we are the #1 company in the large cap for the last 4 or 5 years. The reason is it's completely packed by chartered accountants. When some people coming out from the CA, when they completed, my recruitment strategy is between 25 to 30, I recruited most of the chartered accounts people coming out. Where when you should take some for underwriting or claims, people used to ask me, I have studied finance and I want to be in finance, and you are looking for an underwriting position or a claims position. The guy used to think, I said, listen, this is a number game. Now you understand more, your calls becomes right, you pick up a right account, you understand the future is great. So those guys have recruited from many of the big four. People have come, even from the other firms, people have come. They are doing very well. Very well, believe me, their marketability has gone up very high in a few years' time. So always I say, sometimes if the big four guys come, I have more chartered accountants than you guys have got it. So this is something, the strength which I have seen personally, that the chartered accountants understand the numbers, the logical decision making, really it helps to grow. And particularly in the insurance industry, it's a growing industry. It's a growing industry. When with a finance background, if you understand the risk, the chances of growing is very fast. I have also seen a couple of guys, like one I've met a person who did an engineering. I'm not against engineering, please let me just make it clear. Then after that, he did a CA, because we have seen engineers separate, CA separate, things have gone. When engineering graduate doing the CA, I asked him, because I was very particular about it. I said, why, what made you, because you got a professional education, why did you come into this? So that I realized that maybe I have got a good growth here. I understand this, and he became internal auditor and have grown, things like that. So it's very, very important that like the finance is something which is very important, and the industry, as insurance is concerned, it has a large, huge potential. It's a ever-growing industry. The demand is very, very high. So that is something which I would like to bring it. In addition to that, there are a lot of students here. I would like to add a little bit of it. maybe a little deviation from the topic. But the personal qualities also as students, like I think now they are offering a lot of courses and all those sort of things, very important. Because now I recruit a lot of people, like we have got branches in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, in Kuwait, and in India, and all the places. When the recruitments I see, we always, as a students, you are coming out, you should develop yourself on the communication, which is very, very important. Sometimes not only the courses, when we see that, the communication skills are missing, then you lose the game. This is very, very important. You are, have to be a good articulate, ability to lead something, that the leadership matters a lot. And local, the logical decision making, an eye for details. These are some of the qualities. Think big. Definitely, when somebody started thinking big, your mind will not let you do it. It will show you 100 ways to achieve it. Yeah, don't give it up, fight it. Okay, definitely the success is guaranteed. And as far as to conclude, as far as finance is concerned, I have seen with myself, I have seen with my recruitments, I have seen the people, friends. I think their understanding power and their career path, not only insurance industry, in any industry, the finance helps a lot. And particularly in the insurance, it has got a great role to play, because we have seen that's where the companies like Swiss Re, this is number one reinsurer today in the world. Swiss Re is headed by a chartered accountant, because they realized that, yes, it's important that the finance is very important, the decision making. This is something which we have seen. On a conclusive note, I would like to say, I wish you all to become great leaders, good citizens, and great humans. All the best. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Venkatachalam. That was really quite, in fact, I really felt that you really hit the nail in the head. A couple of things which I probably add on from your this thing is, you mentioned about the soft skills and all those things. And many students should know that the study of chartered accountancy, there are specific additions like they call a GMCS, General Management and Communication Skills, and all those. They are mandatory requirement to become a chartered accountant. And these today, you will find many of the students who complete the chartered accountancy fairly well articulated as far as the communication is concerned. The second point, which I felt that I think from the insurance angle that can be mentioned, is the fact that there is an actuarial examination that the students can do even after chartered accountancy. Actuary examination is an Institute of Actuarial Sciences, which is in Pune. And if a student completes the chartered accountancy, he gets a 2-3 years exemption, and he has to do only the last 2 years of the course of actuarial. And that will add a lot of value if the student desires to get an insurance company. Therefore, from the students, the future prospects and all those things, students can look at actuarial sciences as one of the options that can be considered as far as the study for the purpose of insurance is concerned. Thank you, Mr. Venkatachalam. And I really appreciate the way that you presented everything. Now, if I may start off, let me start off with some giving an idea to the participants as far as the students are concerned about the gray matter academics. I would rather like to give you an idea about what we do, which is very important for the students to have an idea about. Okay, this is a sort of a presentation that I'm going to offer to the students, which is actually what are the options that they have after their 12 standards, after they complete their 12 standard. Okay, broadly there are, in fact, I always say that the students of commerce have extremely high level of options that they can consider. Okay, in fact, I will even rate them that they have a much higher options than an engineering student, than a science student. I'll put it like the science student. Science student has, compared to science student, the commerce student has much greater, options. I have listed here a few options. In fact, if you ask me to list out, I can list out at least about 15 to 20 options. But I have listed just about 5 or 6 very major options that a commerce students can look at after his or her 12th standard. He or she can look at a graduation. Whatever I've listed are all a 5-year period, and what they can do in a span of 5-year period. They can look at MBA as one of the options. Law is an excellent opportunity. They can look at law as one of the chances of they pursuing their career. Chartered accountancy, ACCA, CIMA, CPA, CFA are all accounting and finance lines, which are extremely, in fact, 70 to 75% of the students get into these sort of lines. And I can tell you that your prospects have, as far as accounting line is concerned, has always been there throughout. Okay, there is no dearth for opportunities as far as the opportunities when you complete any study of finance. Civil services, if you are looking at some course and as becoming IAS officer or IPS officer, do some public service, extremely challenging, highly what do you call, a sort of a sense of satisfaction that you give for serving the public. Journalism and communication, post-graduation in HR, post-graduation in economics. These are some of the things that can be looked at as some of the options for the commerce students. In fact, in addition to what Mr. Venkatachalam said, actuarial, get into insurance company, high level opportunities, great demand for professionals. Chartered accountant, as he very well said, and you also do that actuarial examinations after their chartered accountancy, good opportunities in the insurance companies also. Therefore, these are some of the options. But let me start off with what is very important as far as this particular discussion is concerned. We are from an academy called, from institution from Grey Matter Academics. Now, I think this is the time where I have to explain to you what is Grey Matter Academics. Okay, just a few words about Grey Matter Academics. We started about 10 years ago, 2011, and we are exclusively into the study of chartered accountancy and ACCA. Okay, that is on the accounting line. Okay, this is the area of our specialization. We produce really outstanding students. Year after year, we have students who have been getting all India ranks and all those things. Our pass percentage has always been very high, has been over 90% in the foundation level. In fact, we have hit even 100% earlier, but a couple of times. But we are definitely above 90-95% as far as the pass percentage. While you compare the overall all India averages are just around 35% in foundation. Our pass percentage is intermediate and final is over 65%. While the Indian average is around 15%. It means that definitely that the performance of our students has been extremely outstanding as far as the examinations are concerned. Okay, so this is a brief, and we have been producing rank holders year after year. So this is a very short brief as far as Grey Matter Academics, which was started about 10 years ago. Now you need to have an idea about for whom is Grey Matter Academics. Okay, like this is an institution. There should be a purpose. There should be a purpose for which we have started. There should be somebody who should be looking at this Grey Matter Academics as a sort of an institution for which they can put their children in. For whom it is? It is actually meant for the 12th standard board completed students who want to do Indian Chartered Accountancy or ACCA along with graduation. Please understand that. They will do graduation, and along with it, it's a program which consists of graduation plus a professional study. Parents who want their wards to study in India but cannot relocate to either India or Chennai. Please understand, if you have to study chartered accountancy, you have to necessarily come to India. If you come to India, the parents will have a confusion. How will my son or daughter take care of themselves? How will they study? Who will take care of their, or where will they stay, and all those things. All those things are taken care of by us, where we provide everything as far as the parents are concerned. Parents who are looking for personalized and parental attention as for their wards. And above all, a very comfortable stay and study environment. We have a wonderful arrangement, and I can tell you 70 to 80% of our students come in from Middle East. In fact, we have a lot of students coming in from Muscat, Doha, Dubai, Qatar, and all those, Kuwait and all those things. In fact, from ISWK, we have every year at least about three or four students coming and joining us. In fact, many of the students from ISWK will, if you inquire, you will find out that your seniors have been studying with us. Okay. So that is the whole idea as far as for whom the Grey Matter Academics is. We have specifically two programs. One program is as far as chartered accountancy based, which is called Fintegrated. It is a finance integrated program which consists of BCom and the Indian Chartered Accountancy. In fact, in the last year, it's a 5-year program. In the last year, the students do have an option of either considering ACCA. They have 4 papers to write because the other papers are exempted, or they can look at CIA and CISA. So they will either have a CA with an ACCA or a CA with a CIA and a CISA. What is CIA? CIA is a certified internal audit certification of the US. CISA is the information technology, is the information security. So these are the 2 courses that are added in the last year. Therefore, they not only become a chartered accountant, they also become they get another additional qualification. Plus, they also become graduate from the University of Madras. So this is a 5-year program that we have. The other one that we have is a 3-year ACCA program. This is ACCA with BCom. Students have to write 13 papers. We have a structured program whereby the students complete one paper every quarter. And in the span of 3 years, complete all the 13 papers along with BCom. So this is another program that we have. One is the ACCA program, another is a chartered accountancy based program. 5 years and a 3-year program. These are the two programs that we have. Just to give you an idea about what is the integrated program. This is actually meant for students who want to pursue chartered accountancy, normally capable of getting over 90%. That's one of the reasons why we look at it, is to see that the students have the sort of the strength to undergo that course. They have an option of either doing ACCA 4 papers, or they can do CIA and CISA. BCom of the University of Madras, distance education. In fact, some of the parents may have some apprehensions as far as distance education is concerned. I can assure you and I can tell you, there is nothing to worry about distance education. We have every year 60 to 70 students clearing with BCom, University of Madras. All of them have been placed well. They have, many of them have even gone to US and Europe and all those for higher studies based on this BCom distance education. Distance education, if you want, I can give you some additional information because it is recognized by the UGC, which is the University Grant Commission. They have expressly mentioned that distance education is as good as the physical studies. As far as today, there is no difference between what you call online courses and actual colleges because of the pandemic and all those things. BCom is from the Madras University. We also arrange for the 3 years internship is taken care of by us. We make sure that the students are all placed in good audit firms as far as their internship is concerned. We have every year take a batch of around 50 students. We believe in a principle of having a 50 in a class. Only then we'll have the tutor to student ratio will be good enough for the tutor to have a full attention of the students. And we have a process of continuous hand-holding till the course completion. And finally, you get 2 professional certification, in fact 3 plus a degree in 5 years. So this is what is about the integrated. The FINACA is based on an ACCA program, and we normally take students who are good enough as far as the studies are concerned. Again, BCom from the Madras University. Only one batch, but only 20 students we take every year. Okay, we again go through a continuous hand-holding. Now, here is something that I want to tell you. There are some institutions, colleges, and universities which offer embedded program, which they say that you complete your BCom or something like that, you will get 8 papers exemption, 7 papers exemption, 9 paper exemption, and all those things. My personal view is, although I have got nothing against it because it has been approved by the ACCA, is the fact that if you are undergoing a study, it should be done properly. No point in getting 9 paper exemption and then say I write 4 papers and become an ACCA. Your value is not going to be appealable as far as the employers are concerned, because you have got everything. And now, for example, BCom, even if you pass a simple BCom, you get 4 paper exemption in ACCA, just a BCom. Therefore, now is the BCom equivalent to 1/3 of ACCA? No way. Similarly, if you get 9 paper exemption in ACCA because by this embedded program, it doesn't mean that you become an ACCA. You have to still clear the balance 4 or 5 papers. And that's going to be a challenge because you have not gone through a structured study of all the 13 papers. You have just suddenly get into the advanced level, you will find it difficult. I have hardly come across students who have cleared ACCA. Very few, I have hardly come across who have cleared ACCA claiming 9 paper exemption. Let me tell you, they have been struggling for the last 4 papers. It's up to you, but let me tell you, go through this structured study of all the 13 papers of ACCA. So what we offer is ACCA certification along with degree in about 3 years' time. These 2 are the main programs as far as we are concerned. I would like to give a few idea about what GMA is, Grey Matter Academics. We believe in 5 pillars. What are these 5 pillars? 5 pillars is number 1. We always believe that the student to teacher ratio should be 1:50. In fact, that's how a teaching should be done. Why I'm trying to tell you is, if you go for study of chartered accountancy elsewhere, you will find in a class 200 students, 300 students, 500 students, 600 students, and on. Now, how can one teacher address 600 students? It can be done for a seminar, but not for a regular professional classes. We believe that 50:1 ratio will be ideal as far as the students are concerned. The second thing that we do is, you move into a professional study after your 12th standard. Now, in the school, it's a school type of study. It's totally different. Where a lot of book related and all those things. A professional study is different. We go through this gradual process of a school type of study to a professional study, at least in the initial first 2 years, by which time they graduate to becoming a more professional when they starting their internship and all those things. We also have, we take care of the complete study. It means that if a student joins us right from day one, from the foundation up to the final and the BCom, everything we take care. We see that the student takes care of everything. We do not take students only for intermediate, only for final, only for foundation. Like that, we don't believe, because our objective is not to run classes. Our objective is to see that the students who join us complete the program and become a professional. With that an objective, we do not believe in just running classes. Our objective, our aim is to ensure the student achieves the professional certification. Okay, so that's why the third pillar is we take the full responsibility as far as students are concerned. Because of that, the fourth pillar comes in, where we'll have a continuous hand-holding, mentoring, support. In case there is a requirement for students to take multiple attempts. In fact, CA is one course that taking multiple attempts is not wrong. In fact, I always tell the students that 70% of the students, the chartered accountants whom you will face, whom you will meet, 70% of chartered accountants in India would have taken multiple attempts either in intermediate or final. Therefore, taking multiple attempts is not wrong. Leaving it halfway is wrong. Therefore, we ensure that we give a continuous mentoring and continuous hand-holding and all those things. Last but not the least, we guarantee success. We stick our neck out and say that we guarantee success. Of course, there are certain conditions. Condition that the students should guarantee commitment, and they should guarantee hard work, and they should also listen to whatever we say. If they follow our instructions, I can tell you with a lot of conviction that we can guarantee success as far as student is concerned. So these are the 5 pillars on which the GMA is standing. Okay. Now the eligibility and enrolling for our program, quickly I'll say that we have started the enrollment for the 2022 batch. We normally close by about February, March, and therefore if anybody is interested, I would request you to come as early as possible, because we take only 50 students for CA and 20 for ACCA. We have started a provisional enrollment. For a 5-year program, we normally insist on a 90% performance. That's to see that the student has that sort of the capacity to undergo the tough courses. As in Pinaka, we look at 80% as a cutoff. But there are students who are slightly lesser, but if they have that sort of the fire in them, we also consider those students even if they're slightly lesser than the cutoff requirement. A few words about the hostel facilities. This is very important as far as the students, the parents are concerned. We have a hostel facility for both boys and girls. Normally, we take a 2 BHK or 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom apartments, fully furnished with all amenities, fully furnished, including automatic washing machine, refrigerator, all these things are provided at a maximum distance of 5 to 6 minutes walk from 5 to 8 minutes walk from our academy. They have to walk and go back. Fully furnished AC bedrooms, almirahs, writing desk, fully automatic washing machine, fridge, microwave, fully furnished is given to the students. We have our own kitchen where we prepare breakfast, lunch exclusively for suiting the taste of the students. Okay, and vegetarian, non-vegetarian options are there, and the charges include stay, food, electricity, maintenance, everything is taken care of. Therefore, we have a full-fledged hostel arrangement. On an average, we have at least about 150 to 200 students stay with us. To compare with big institutions where they take thousands of students as intake, we take only 50 students for chartered accountancy and 20 for our small numbers. We are small people, but highly committed people is what we are. If you want to know more about us, you have to get in touch with my colleague, Mr. Ashok Rajaram. This is his WhatsApp number, and you are most welcome to get in online and then get in touch with us. We normally have a one-to-one session with the parent and the student and get their understanding, and then we take forward as far as our enrollment is concerned. And thank you very much. And I've always wound up about whatever I have to say. If there are any questions that the students would like to ask, you're most welcome as far as Grey Matter Academy is concerned. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sirs. It was truly an enriching and empowering session. Now, we move on to the question and answer segment of this session. This will be taken by a panel of eminent speakers. Thank you, Mr. Shankar Ram and Mr. S. Venkatachalam, for your incredible and enlightening presentations. We also thank Mr. Balasubramanian and Mr. Ashok Rajaram, esteemed directors of Grey Matter Academics, for their valuable presence this afternoon. Over to the moderator, Madam Avni, for the question answer session.
Thank you, Varun. Greetings to you, sir. With your permission, may I ask a few questions posed by our audience?
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So our first question is, just give me 1 second. What are some of the roles that a finance professional, a CA, or an equivalent can aspire for an insurance industry?
Oh, insurance. I think let Venkatachalam take.
Yes, yes.
See, the old days have gone, the finance professional working in the finance department. Yeah, so the insurance industry has got today many functions. So like underwriting, claims, risk. There are many of the functions out there, and it has got a career path to grow. An underwriter has become a chief underwriter. Today, the salary of this chief underwriter is very, very high. Okay, so it depends. Otherwise, the earlier days are looked into like an underwriter. Okay, some qualification, he knows little bit of a risk and have done. So nowadays, what people started looking in is it's a number. He understands the number. This is the risk. This is what it is. So anything within that, even marketing. I'm telling you, when the marketing guy, when I have seen in myself, I can tell you, when we go for a session, marketing or closing a sale, the number of details we grasp and we talk on the table, telling the people, yeah, this is what it is. This I can customize. This we can do that. This is way we can do it. Somebody says, I want to reduce the price for so much. Immediately we give a solution. We say, no, sorry, I can't do it. That's not the way. So how can we customize? How can you do that? See, the number crunching ability, understanding it is great. So that helps a lot in the insurance industry. That is why now today, I have got around 30 to 40 chartered accountants working. If you go and see other normal insurance company in the past, like not many, only people, finance, let me look for a job in the finance department or an audit department if you come from a big four. So that is gone now. So now it's your soft skills ability and you are understanding the number. I think it's a great opportunity in the insurance business, which I have seen. And people are growing like anything with me in this. So it's up to you.
Yes, sir. So thank you so much. Our next question is, what are the additional qualifications required other than CA to be in the industry? What would you recommend?
Can I take this? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead, sorry. I thought it's for insurance. So in addition to insurance,
what was the question?
So with regard to the insurance company, we asked a question about if somebody wants to become a finance professional or somebody has done chartered accountancy or something like that, how can they aspire or what kind of a role can they play in the insurance industry? That was the question, so just answered.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. See, in addition to the finance, there are the technical insurance is there. What is the risk? What is the coverage? Like there are insurance examinations are conducted by the India and UK, AIA. So there are insurance courses are there, which is about some 10-15 papers. So there are two levels: associate level and a fellowship level is there. I think being a chartered accountant, I have seen people just pass in one attempt. That's not a problem at all. So that then you become a full-fledged professional. You know the thing, what it is, and you've got a finance background. So I would suggest that you should do along with that, because that puts you technically very, very strong.
Thank you, sir. Our next question is with regard to how far is this academy from Chennai International Airport? That's a question.
Okay. We are in the heart of Chennai. Okay, right in the middle of the city. Okay. You stand there, you'll find everybody. So from the airport to the city will be about 13 kilometers. It doesn't make much of a sense, because although it's about 13 kilometers, the students are not going to go to the airport every day and going to come back from the airport. They are okay. But nevertheless, it's about 13 kilometers from the airport, and we are in the center of Chennai.
Thank
See,
you,
I
sir.
can add one more thing. In addition to the closer to the airport, is very close to shopping also there in Tinagar. Believe me, it's a nice place.
We are in a place, as Mr. Venkatachalam says, we are in a place where it is a hub of all shopping and activities and all those things. So it's the prime location in Chennai is where we are.
See, the parents would love to leave the children and go for shopping. It's a very nice place.
Right. Thank you, sir. Okay, another question. What will the class timings be like? Can the students stay at home in Chennai and continue in GMA? That's the
Yes,
agreement.
we hostel is an option that we provide. Most of our students come from outside Chennai. Therefore, we have to provide the hostel. Therefore, we have 80% of our students who stay in the hostel, 80 to 85%. There are students who stay in their home in Chennai, or they have their own accommodation and the parents may be staying, or they themselves will be staying alone and all those things. They can still commute from wherever they are. It is possible. And therefore, we do encourage people to stay with their parents and all those things. And therefore, as far as with the hostel or not, it's their choice. And the study hours, it is chartered accountancy is quite what do you call a very hectic sort of a study. It requires. Therefore, the student should not be really looking at how many study hours he's going to do. He has to be very concentrating as to how he is going to get over the examinations and all those things. While the study hours, we have 6 hours of classes and about 4 hours of studies every day. It's spread over the whole day. The student has to probably be more focused as far as the coverage of his studies are concerned.
Right, sir. Okay. We have another question. So with regard to CA, like you just mentioned, passing chartered accountancy exam is very hard. So how will the fin integrated course actually help overcome this challenge?
See, listen, every study is difficult. It all depends upon the preparation of the student. Okay, number one. Therefore, if a student prepares himself well, all exams are easy. Okay. Now, therefore, why the results of the one of the major points that people always say is why the results very low. The only few students clear CA and all those things. One of the reason is, unlike other courses, chartered accountancy, anybody can join chartered accountancy. A 12th standard pass is enough. Whereas if you have to go to IIM, you should have completed the CAT exam. If you want to go to IIT, you should have got a high rank in JEE. Only the brilliant students get into it. Therefore, the filtering takes place at the entry level. Therefore, you find everybody clearing those examinations. CA, the filtering takes place at the examination level. Therefore, if all Tom, Dick and Harry join, the point is only those students who have that aptitude, those students who are willing to work hard, those people who are willing to focus, they are the people who will clear. You will normally find, even in your class, you will find in a class of about 40 or 45 students, you'll always find about 30%, 40% of students will be very casual, lethargic, and all those things. That does not mean that the examinations are going to be tough. Therefore, the students have to put in their effort, and it can be done. CA is not a difficult course. There are 300,000 chartered accountants. I am a chartered accountant. Bala is a chartered accountant. Venkatachalam is a chartered accountant. Ashok is a chartered accountant. If we can become a chartered accountant, why not the other students can? They can also become a chartered accountant.
Right, sir. Sir, another question we have is with regard to the discipline and the rules and the regulations about the Grey Matters Academy. So if you could give us some information regarding that.
See, the first 1.5 years, there is a sort of a sort of a transition. The students would have been living with their parents. They are very closely taken care of and all. They are coming to a new environment, new study, new place, new food. Everything is new to them. Therefore, to the first 1 or 2 years, we are very, very careful. We take care of the students very carefully. Make sure that they do not go astray and all those things. First time they are coming out of their home. Therefore, there will be a general tendency to probably be freak out and all those things. So the first 1 to 1.5 years, we take care of them with a lot of attention and all those things. Then after 1 or 2 years, what happens is they themselves get to understand the situation, what is their safety, the other requirement. Therefore, our discipline, we are quite strict as far as the discipline is concerned. We are, and especially in the initial stage, in fact, throughout, okay. Therefore, the fact is, We are that is one thing which many of the parents like gray matter academics is because of the discipline that we instill as far as the students are concerned. Okay, therefore we are quite strict as far as the implementation of the discipline is concerned.
Right, sir. Okay, sir, thank you so much for answering all the questions. And I would request the comparators to kindly take over.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sirs, and thank you, ma'am. We are truly grateful for your relevant, valued, and patient answers to all our queries. I'm sure the participants are enlightened and have got a true picture about the prospects available for them at your esteemed organization. Attendees, kindly remember to fill in the feedback form. As we have come to the end of this session, I reckon it a privilege to put my gratitude into words. It is my pleasure to propose a vote of thanks. On behalf of Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir, the organizing team, and the entire audience, let me first express a profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for the magnanimous benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower abundant blessings on His Majesty and this peaceful and prosperous country of our residence.
We extend heartfelt thanks to our eminent speakers, Mr. Shankar Ram and Mr. S. Venkatachalam, as well as our panelists, Mr. Balasubramanian and Mr. Ashok Rajaram. Thank you, sirs. The session was truly informative and enlightening. It opened up new vistas in front of us. Our deepest sense of appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Shivakumar Manikam, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman, and other members of the board and honorary members on the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. Thank you, sirs and ma'ams, for your encouraging presence and guidance at all times.
A sincere thanks to Mr. Alkesh Joshi, Honorary President, Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir Management Committee, and other esteemed members of the committee for their overwhelming encouragement at all times. I also wish to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to our tower of strength and source of motivation, our beloved principal, Mr. D.N. Rao, and honorable principals of all the participating schools in the MENA region, vice principals, assistant vice principals, coordinators, supervisors, and the entire teaching community of all the participating schools for their support, guidance, and active involvement. We are indeed grateful to our platinum sponsor, StudyCo, gold sponsors, Grey Matter Academics, Jain Group of Institutions, Sri Ramchandra Institute of Higher Education, and Vellore Institute of Technology. Bronze sponsors, Middle East College, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, MIT World Peace University Pune, and Dallas Baptist University. Our digital partner, Spectrum, and our media partner, The Arabian Stories, for their support in making this mega event possible.
I wish to thank each and every student and parent for their valuable presence in making this session of our Global Career Fair, Avenir 2021, a grand event. An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. My earnest and heartfelt thank you to my ISWK team behind the scene, working tirelessly and making Avenir 2021 a tangible reality. Last but not the least, I thank Almighty God for making this session a great success. Thank you all. See you soon for the next session. Join us at 4:30 p.m. for a session by MIT World Peace University, Pune, featuring Professor Abhijit and Professor Jayesh. Take care and have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you, sir.